I think it's a great move for him and the organization. I think that I've always had a lot of respect for him. Always thought he was a fairly underrated player. Probably didn't get the respect that he deserved. Obviously was in a tough situation there with the Raiders, based on a lot of the things that have happened there over the last few years. And I think he kind of caught the brunt of that unfairly. And I think you shoulder a lot of that burden as the quarterback anyway. So I think highly of him as a person, and he's shown the ability to execute complicated offenses where a lot is put on the quarterback position to be able to make checks and to make reads very quickly, and he's proven that. Obviously, a lot of that was Gruden's system with the Raiders, and we run a version of that, with the West Coast, and I think he'll mesh well with Pete Carmichael. I think he's got some weapons around him. Excited that Michael Thomas is going to be back and hopefully healthy. Man, he deserves that. And look, I think that they're going to be well positioned to make a run at it.
Do you see parallels? I mean, people, besides the personal stuff, I think he's got 4 kids. I think, this time in his career, his stats are similar to yours when you got here.
Yeah.
Do you see parallels when people draw those, whether they're fair or unfair?
He's much more of a seasoned veteran than I was when I came here. And obviously I was coming off the injury, and there was a lot of unknowns and a lot of uncertainties. I think for him, first off, I think leaving the situation that he was in and getting a fresh start was going to be a good thing anyway. But he's stepping into a situation where it's a great organization. It's an organization that will do whatever it takes to win and build the pieces around it, right? That's been proven. He has weapons at the receiver position, at the running back position. He's got a great defense, still a top-tier defense, and a defensive-minded head coach, but with an offensive coordinator that's been in this system now for almost 20 years, right? So he just has all these things going for him, and I think he's at that point in his career too, where it's that balance of enough experience and still playing at a high level, having all your physical capabilities, where he's like, I call it prolonging your prime at the end of my career, right? Is how do you maintain the physical abilities while still having all of this experience and all of this kind of mental acuity. So he's at that point where he's got it all, and now here's the opportunity to really go and showcase it.
Do you feel like this 7-9 season, this past season, was almost an anomaly? Maybe they could turn it around moving forward.
Well, it's never as easy just to look at the record and say they were a 7-9. It was a 7-9 season, so therefore they were a 7-9 team. I think
7-10 seasons.
Yeah, right. 17 games, right? I didn't get a chance.
It's a 17. Yeah, you never did either. Yeah.
But that. I think we would all recognize that. Look, I watched that Tampa game, and I about threw something through the TV. I was so pissed off at the end of that game. Like, we should win that game. We had 3 opportunities to win that game, right? And if you win that game, we win the division. And we're hosting a first-round playoff game. And who knows what happens, And then we're having a totally different conversation, right? But literally one game, one moment, one play can determine so much of your season, especially when you're kind of right on the fringe of, being winning a division or being a wild card or what have you. So we're there. I mean, we're that close. We just need to catch some breaks, need to win some games that we're supposed to win, maybe win a few that we're not supposed to win, have some plays that just become defining moments for the season.